And all of you guys that was so close to him, y'all were his family too, and he loved his family so much. And I figure, he left me the best gift I could ever have, and that's my brothers. For a while after Dad passed, I couldn't even really look at him, just because they look like my dad looking back at me. But I got the best part of him because each of my brothers has something that I love the most about my dad. And it reminds me every day that, yeah, he's gone, but we have all of these memories, and there's nothing in the world that could ever take the place of the time that we spent with our dad. He was my hero, really. I remember as a little girl, and unfortunately I remember the speed I was far too low. I really didn't want that. But I have all these memories with my dad, and at the shop with all you guys too. That was what he loved most, and to be a part of that, I'm so lucky to be a part of that, because he was the best man that I'd ever met in my whole life. For those of y'all who have been around the shop for a while, he used to sharpen those skis relentlessly at night. It would drive me crazy. But, even as a little girl, I'd see him, cut his finger off on that thing, and it'd be hanging half off. I'm like, "Good Dad, bleed a little bit." And he's like, "Oh, I'm alright. It's okay." That's just how he was, and from that little age, I felt like he was invincible. And I've not I've gone through things in life, and Dad, he's always been there. He always believed in me, and he taught me that no matter what you go through, no matter what you face, that I was a McNabb, and that meant a lot to him. And he knew I had the strength to get through even when I didn't. And it's just nice to see. My dad was a simple man to me. He loved his family, he worked, and this was his life. And when he passed, the greatest thing that I saw was how many people he touched through his life. And my dad, we all noticed that he changed recently. We saw him the happiest he had ever been. We saw my dad smile more than I'd ever seen him smile. And it was so good for all of us to know that Dad had found the love of his life with Francis. And I can't tell you how much that means to me. As my dad, I just wanted to see him happy, really. And we saw happiness just flow from him when you came in his life, Francis. And you changed a part of him that brought us all back together. And I will never, ever be able to repay you for that. But I will always be here for you, always. We all will. We love you so much. So much. And it means the world. The world to us.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody that, we have this to share with all you guys.
many people broke down on that damn bus? That's all I'm saying. I think he lied too.
Where's Brad? Where's Brad?
Just break it up a little. Our box. Look at the box. Get the box back. It's close.
Introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Mary Beth Sutton. I started the nonprofit Caribbean Student Environmental Alliance, and I couldn't have done it without Gary. He has not just touched people here, he has touched people across the Caribbean because he helped us all. He, every time, Nancy Bryce, where are you? Nancy, as soon as I started this nonprofit, Nancy introduced me to Gary, and he said, whatever you need, I'll always be there. And he was always there. And he always took care of us and always took care of the kids that wanted to figure out ways to protect the coral reef. And so, in his honor, we are starting a scholarship, a training scholarship for diving in Gary's honor. And it will... Mr. Biles, I hope you'll train the first person. So we're having our beach party. The first time we did our beach party, Gary was the instigator. He was the person who said, oh, you've got some things to give away. Let's have a party. So he offered it at the shop. So we're having the beach party at the Bessie next Friday, and we'll announce the scholarship there as well. But we want you guys to know that Gary has made what we've done possible out of Chattanooga. He was our first supporter, so 3 cheers to Gary.
All right, and just to finish up, just so we know how big Gary was in our lives, can I get all the McNabb kids to raise their hands? All right, we got some hands up. Can I get all the McNabb grandkids to raise their hands up? +4. Can I get all the McNabb great-grandkids to raise their hands up? That's the +4. That's a big old mess he made. If Gary taught you to dive, can you raise your hand?
Wow.
If you dove with Gary, can you raise your hand? If you had Margarita Tuesdays at the shop with Gary, can you raise your hand? If you have drank a vodka and cranberry with Gary, can you raise your hand? If you've seen Gary in a Speedo, can you raise a lot of hands? If Gary ever saved your life, can you raise your hand? Alright, so just to kind of sum all this up, James was a big part of Gary's life, LeBron was a huge part of Gary's life, and now Gary's joined him in this like epic adventure. So if we could all just take a minute, have a moment of silence, say whatever prayers you need to say.